Welcome to this week's episode of the Financial Game Plan, the show dedicated to helping you have a solid plan for your retirement. I'm your host, Kristin Oakley, and joining me in the studio today is Skip Kelly. He is the founder and president of SMRS Financial Advisory, and his beautiful daughter, Cody Rose Kelly, who is a financial advisor with the firm. Cody, Skip, it's great to be here with you. How are you?
Thanks so much for having us.
Oh, you're so welcome. Well, I am just excited to have both of you. I've really enjoyed getting to know Skip the last several shows, and Cody, you and I have had a friendship now for a few months, and I'm just thrilled to have you on set as well.
Well, thanks again.
Awesome.
Well, you're definitely excited, Kristin, so let's get rocking.
Let's get to it. Well, one of the things, it's a very special show today. We're going to be talking about a lot of things that I think folks out there are concerned about when it comes to their finances, their money, how it's being handled and managed, and we're going to talk specifically about how you at SMRS Financial Advisory handle that for your clients. One of the things that often is a source of stress is what happens when my financial advisor retires? What happens when the person I've been working with for so many years, heaven forbid, gets sick or passes away? And actually, I have a friend that this recently happened to. They had been working with a financial advisor for a long time, and unfortunately, he got a cancer diagnosis and very quickly had to move his entire book of business. And she was left floundering trying to find a financial advisor that she could continue that relationship with. But the way you all have it set up, you have a succession plan built in place. So talk to me a little bit about how this is going to work, because Cody, I know that you are following in your dad's footsteps.
Yeah, it was an easy decision for me to want to join the family firm. I love finance, I love helping people, and it's a great place to work. So
growing up, did you ever think that this is how your life would go, that you would end up working with your dad and for this company?
You know, I always admired my dad's entrepreneurial spirit, so I've learned a lot from him over the years, watching him and all of his business endeavors. So I can't say it's far-fetched, but I'm not sure that I pictured me exactly here today.
Right. So what changed? What shifted? Skip, how did this all come to be that Cody's now working with you?
Well, she had moved out west, and I wanted my baby back.
Oh, I love it.
You know? Well, all three of our kids moved out west. They were all ski bums. As soon as they graduated from college, whoosh, out to Tahoe, that area, and they spread out to many different really cool places to live, Jackson Hole, New Mexico, Maui, San Diego. So it's always fun visiting them, but 3,000 miles away, and we were hoping that sooner or later that the family ties would come calling, and you know, after what, 15 years or so, we got her back. So
right.
Yeah, and not only that, but the bonus is that she brought our first grandson home with her. So.
Wow, and you have another one on the way, so congratulations.
And her husband.
That's exciting. Yes.
And her husband.
It's a family affair.
Took a while to convince him, but hey, we're back and we're happy.
Forget you, Jody.
That's awesome. So I would love to hear, what has it been like? Has it met your expectations? What has surprised you about joining the firm and working as a financial advisor in this capacity?
I would say that I definitely knew that there would be challenges working with family and figuring out that whole dynamic. Something that has surprised me is how nice every single one of our clients is. We're so lucky to have such a wonderful client base. And every time we leave a meeting, my dad's like, oh, what'd you think of them? And I'm like, they're so nice. So we are so fortunate to work with the best client family around. And it makes what we do pleasurable every day.
Absolutely. Well, I know that the heartbeat of your company is really giving people peace of mind. We've talked about that a lot, Skip. That's what you are all. That's what it's all about. Absolutely. Yeah.
And how do you get it? And you don't get it without being proactive and getting some planning done.
Right. Yeah.
And again, for the 900th time, there's no rocket science. It's just things you need to get squared away, and we know how to do it.
Yep.
Logically and organized, and making sure that all the things you need to get squared away get done prior to hopefully you retiring. And certainly, if you're already retired, then let's make up for lost time. Do not, one day find yourself up in the clouds looking down going, oh, I should have had a V8. I should have done something different. I should have got that done, what I needed to get done. I just wanted to hop on what Cody had just mentioned just a moment ago. It's mind-boggling that in this business that you would ordinarily think of could be contentious at times, working between clients and an advisor. The way that we have it set up is just, if you can put that plan together that gives your client peace of mind, all of your relationships are fantastic. Every annual review you have, yes, there's things to go over and to discuss, but really, it's more than anything, it's really a love fest, which boggles my mind. I never knew I could be in an industry. I've done a lot of different things, had lots of different companies, but I didn't know that you could have a work environment that's so enjoyable to be in between the only people that we work with and our clients, and at the same time make a great living. How do you put all that together? And I think, I wish I found this 30 years ago. And it's really nice to have 𝗂𝗀𝗀𝗏𝗏 back home. So
yes, I love that.
That's working out very nicely.
I love that nickname, Coco. It's so pretty.
Well, I've got about 24 nicknames for her. But
Yeah.
I'm always reminding our clients, all the same person. It's all me, Cody, Cody Rose, Coco, all the
Coco
nicknames.
Bean.
Yes, I love that.
All me.
Well, what's been the most challenging aspect of working together? Let's have a little bit of fun with this one, right?
It's the family dynamic. It's very difficult. I knew that coming in. It can be tough because she doesn't necessarily look at me as a boss. I don't necessarily look at her as an employee
Right.
or an associate. I still look at her as being a junior high kid, studying for final exams, all worried and things of that nature. And she's come a long way from that.
Oh,
but
very
she also knows, very similar to my wife, they know very well what my buttons are and how to push them. So that's been the challenge that we've had. It's been a year and a half now, and it's a work in progress, let's put it that way, but I still wouldn't have it any other way.
Well, and I'm sure it's a lot of fun too. And what I love is that you do provide that stability for your clients, that consistency, that they know that long after Skip, when I know you've said you love this so much, you're probably going to keep working, for quite some more time. But when that day comes for you to do something different, Cody's going to be right there to step in and take care of your people.
When we're talking about doing something different, this is the vocation that I will continue on in after I retire, which is a few years out from where we are right now.
Yeah, we're not getting rid of it anytime soon.
But why would I want to leave it? I mean, again, you're working with wonderful people, you're making a good living. I can go part-time, which is really all I want to do is reduce and take some of that stress and oversight of the organization off my shoulder, and let's see how they fit on your shoulders, Cody.
Absolutely. Well, we have so much more to cover today. When we come back from a short commercial break, we're going to be talking more about some of the key things that Cody in particular brings to the table and is able to help and serve clients with, no matter where you are in your financial lifespan, if you will, and especially some topics regarding women in finance. I'm excited to get into those as well. But Skip, before we go to break, I know that you have prepared the Retirement Readiness Review for our viewers who call in today. Would you like to share a little bit more about that?
Well, sure. The Retirement Readiness Review, that's for folks, if anything resonates in the conversation that we have here tonight, makes sense, if you think you want to continue the conversation from today on, give us a holler, 844-823-6398. Talk to Denise or whomever answers the phone. They can get you a time where you can set up an appointment or call in and have a quick discussion to see if it makes sense to have that appointment. 844-823-6398. Look forward to chatting with you, meeting you.
Skip, Cody, thank you so much. To our viewers at home, again, that number to call is on the bottom of your screen, 844-823-6398. Or you're also welcome to scan that QR code. Simply take out your smartphone. You can scan that code in the bottom right-hand corner of your screen. That will take you over to a landing page, ask you a few simple questions, and you'll be able to get connected with Skip and Cody and the team at SMRS Financial Advisory that way as well, for you to come in and get your complimentary retirement readiness review. We have more with Skip and Kelly on the Financial Game Plan right after this.
As a good saver, you've been putting away money during your working years. Studies find that the biggest fear of retirees is running out of money. Market volatility isn't just the downward movement of stock prices, it's the size and frequency of change. The more dramatic the ups and downs, the higher the volatility. This can put savers who are newly retired or a few years away from being retired at greater risk. Today's generation of retirees is not receiving traditional pensions as our parents or grandparents did. Instead, we have retirement accounts such as 401ks or 403bs. These accounts typically expose your money to market risk. The last thing you want right before retirement is to lose a portion of the money you need for income. But how do you turn these accounts into a retirement income? Is it safe to keep all your retirement money sitting in the stock market? The last thing you want is to lose a portion of the money you need for income due to market loss. By working with a financial professional, you can learn how to turn a portion of your savings into an income stream for life and income for the life of your spouse if you're married. We all have moments in our lives when we wish we had taken action sooner. Don't let procrastination reign on your retirement parade. Act now before it's too late. Please call our office to set up your no-cost, no-obligation retirement income review today.
Welcome back to the Financial Game Plan. I'm Kristin Oakley here with both Skip and Cody Kelly of SMRS Financial Advisory. And it is just such an exciting time to have both of you on the show. And we talked before the commercial break a little bit about the Retirement Readiness Review that you're offering people who call in today. And one of the things that I know sets your firm apart is that you all engage in comprehensive, holistic financial planning. And the Retirement Readiness Review reflects that. So I would love to hear, and maybe Cody, from your perspective, a little bit about what all goes into that Retirement Readiness Review and what folks can expect when they call in to take advantage of it.
So we really look at the whole portfolio. So we look at what assets you already have in place and what your incomes look like and will look like in retirement. We also look at your expenses, which is really something that's typically overlooked, but probably the most important number when it comes to putting the puzzle together for each client family.
A lot of hidden fees that are in there, right?
Absolutely. And if you don't know what your expenses are, you don't know what to plan for income and retirement. So it's a very crucial part of retirement planning, and getting the correct numbers and putting those in place. We put that all into our retirement software, and we build out a plan for each individual client family.
And I love that you do this complimentary and free of charge. So Skip, talk a little bit about that and the benefit that you see that unfolds for people.
Well, the retirement benefit, the retirement review is all about showing people or answering the question for them, are they going to be okay? People don't continue the conversation with us or come in to see us unless that's their number one question. That's just the way that it is. Are we going to be okay?
Right.
They might have lots of different assets. They don't know how they're going to utilize them in retirement or if they're going to be enough. So that's what the Retirement Readiness Review is all about, trying to give them that answer. And then once they see where they're at, they might be in terrific shape. That doesn't mean that they don't need tweaks to their portfolio. Or they might be in a tough position, or they might be okay.
Right.
But either way, there are things that we can do afterwards. Ultimately, we're trying to put together the financial game plan. That is a complete plan, absolutely holistic. We're talking about income, allocations, taxes, Roth conversions, and then we also want to make sure that we look at long-term care issues, and then finally legacy planning, which would be talking about trusts and whatever they need to get done there. We do that all under one roof.
Yes.
We've got our attorney right in-house in our office.
Right?
So we try to put the whole package together with the finalized financial game plan. That gives our clients peace of mind. We're not just, if you talk to a broker, he's probably just going to want to look, how much money do you have, how much risk do you want to take? They don't get into all of those different aspects that you need to square away.
Absolutely.
We're much more holistic in the approach that we take care of. So our clients really know what kind of shape they're in by the time we're done.
I love that, because I always say that how you make a decision in one area of your financial life does and will affect all the others, and you have to look at that ripple effect and how these things fit together. And I know you offer a second opinion for folks, right? So if someone comes in and everything does look like it's in good shape, how does that conversation go?
Well, that's interesting. Second opinions, that cuts two ways. To me, second opinions, if you just want to ask a couple of questions, ask your guy, ask your advisor. When people come in and tell me that they want a second opinion, I say, okay, well, why are you here? Why should you ever have to be sitting with me if you were getting everything that you needed from that advisor? But yeah, of course we do second opinions.
Right.
But for the most part, some people are just looking for information, and other people are actually looking. They know they're not getting the service that they should be getting.
Absolutely.
And we are very proactive in having a proactive experience for our clients. We want to make sure we're talking about everything that they need to get squared away.
And I bet you ask questions that maybe they've never been asked before that really helps them think and figure out how these things fit together as well.
It's pretty unbelievable. Sometimes we ask pretty basic questions about retirement plans that they have in place at work, and they can't really answer the questions because they've never looked into it. So getting the answers to those questions, not guessing, being sure about what you're contributing to your current retirement funds and what your match is from your employer, and not just guessing at what they are, and really asking the questions gets you closer to having that peace of mind, because then you really know what's in front of you.
Absolutely.
All the gray areas that potential clients have coming in that they have, like Cody had just mentioned, they don't know how much they're putting into the 401k. They don't know if they're getting a pension, what it's going to pay out based on a single or a joint payout. They don't know what their Social Security payouts are going to be.
Right.
All of those things we need to get squared away. We are fiduciaries, so we're not just looking at, as I mentioned, a broker can simply look at your income and how much risk you want to have. We need to look at the big picture and understand that anything that we recommend has to fit into that picture. As a fiduciary, we have to do what's in your best interest.
Absolutely.
And it's very comprehensive.
Yeah, well, for
And
sure.
and again, no rocket science, but there's a lot of things that we need to know to make sure that we're setting things up the way that they should be set up.
For sure. Well, I want to switch gears a little bit now. And I know, Cody, one of the things you and I have really bonded over is a passion specifically for women's financial education. And you and I both know that, you know, the reality is that financial planning for women can be different for a variety of reasons. So I would love to get your take on that and just have you share a little bit about what you're able to bring to the table in that capacity for the company.
Well, historically, a lot of the financial background has been on the shoulders of the males. And that's not always the case today. So it's important to know that having that knowledge for each person in a couple, it's important that both of the people know what's going on,
Yes.
where their finances are at, what the goals are moving forward, and just getting educated. And we do that for our client families. And a lot of times we have couples that come in and we always ask them, we give them to rate from 1 to 10. What's your peace of mind look like today, and what does it look like looking at retirement? And they'll give us a number 1 through 10, and most people land like right in the middle. Some people who land lower on the scale, it's purely because they don't really know what's going on. They've left it up to their partner, and it's important for both parties to be really up on the facts of what's going on in their portfolio. For women, there's a lot of around money for both male and women, there's a lot of psychological tolls that come with money. It changes how you grew up. It changes where you're at today. It changes your opportunities. So breaking through those barriers in order to become educated and have the awareness is really important and part of what give our clients peace of mind.
When I love that you're able to bring that female perspective. I mean, we know that men and women are different, right? The reality is we have different brains, we think differently. I bet the two of your brains together are just such a powerhouse to be able to look at things from that comprehensive point of view.
There is a component that is in our meeting rooms, in our conference room, that wasn't there prior, because I am definitely pure, direct, no BS.
Tell it like it is.
Cut and dry.
Coco calls herself an empath. She's extraordinarily social, but she also, some of the people that come in that need their hand held, I'm not a hand holder. She's a hand holder. So it's nice to add that dynamic to the room. It's a good trade-off.
Yeah, people really appreciate how straightforward he is.
Yes.
Skip's always going to give everybody the straight truth, and he's not going to sugarcoat it, which is really important when it comes to your finances.
For sure.
But what I bring to the table is a little bit different. I can help get people where they need to be as far as understanding what we're looking at.
Absolutely. Well, dynamic duo for sure.
Okay.
So if somebody's watching today and they're going, you know what, I would really like to take advantage of this complimentary retirement readiness review and come in and meet with you all, what do they need to do?
They really just need to give us a call. They need to know that they're ready to find someone that they're willing to talk to about it and have that trust with. And then if that's us, if you want to come in and talk to us, you can call 844-823-6398.
Wonderful. Cody, Skip, thank you so much. To our viewers at home, we are going to take a quick commercial break, but again, that number to call is on the bottom of your screen, 844-823-6398. Again, this is simply an invitation to have a conversation to see how Skip and Cody and their team might be able to help and serve you. You're also welcome to scan that QR code, and that will get you connected for your complimentary retirement readiness review that way as well. More on the financial game plan right after this.
The work never seems to end until the day it finally does. After nearly a lifetime on the job, you should be rewarded for all the time you spent working. Whether that's crossing off items on your bucket list, learning a new passion, or rekindling the love of an old one. After all, life isn't over when you stop working. It's the start of an all-new chapter, the one where you're the writer and you get to choose how your story will go. A way to achieve that is by having a clear financial plan to sustain your golden years. The biggest fear most retirees have is if they'll have enough money to maintain the lifestyle they've always enjoyed. Having a plan to help protect you against the curveballs life often throws will help to maintain your lifestyle. Call today to get your free written financial plan so you may live every day to the fullest and enjoy the retirement of your dreams.
Welcome back to the Financial Game Plan. I'm your host, Kristin Oakley, and I'm joined by both Skip and Cody Kelly. Skip is the president and founder of SMRS Financial Advisory, and Cody, his beautiful daughter, is one of their financial advisors. And I know we just have the two of you here today, but you do have a larger team back in the office. So tell me a little bit about everyone else who is a part of your company.
Well, we have Denise. She's our front of office, and she handles, if you call into us, she's the person you're going to talk to if you need to schedule a consultation with us. If you're an existing client and you're looking to talk to us for any reason, she's going to help you out. And then we have Lisa, who's our director of operations, and she does everything under the sun. Then we also have 𝗶𝗽𝗏𝗄𝗏, who is our in-house attorney, and he deals with taxes and estate planning.
It's a very comprehensive team effort for sure. And then of course we have Nama. So Skip, I need you to
who could forget
explain,
about Nama?
right? So
Well,
who is Nama?
Nama's our little 5-pound rescue pooch we've had for, I don't know, 7 or 8 years, but she's a tiny little thing, long legs. She's a Chihuahua for the most part, but she's got long legs, so we don't really know what kind of a dog
She's a cutie.
she is. But she's a real cutie, and she's a lap surfer. So if you're in the conference room and 1 second you've got nothing on your lap, and the next second you got a little dog with big ears staring you in the face, that's her. Very well received. In fact, I have a number of different business tenants in that Victorian in our office, and she's welcome everywhere. In fact, she spends most of the day down there's a legal company down below us.
She likes to go visit.
They all have treats in their desk for her, so
Like hanging out with the
she's got a lot of
high-powered,
fans, we'll put it that
attorneys.
way.
That's awesome. Well, I would love to hear, Cody, a little bit. I know you and I have talked as well. Another passion that we have is helping people realize that it's never too early to start the financial planning process. And I know, Skip, a lot of your clients are in that retirement red zone, as we like to say, 5 to 10 years within getting ready to retire. They've just retired. But Cody, you bring this ability to attract probably a younger client as well, to help people start when time is really on their side. So talk to us a little bit about that.
Absolutely. We do a lot of the bulk of our business is in retirement planning because there's a lot to coordinate there, but it's never too early to start planning your finances. And the longer runway that you have to retirement, the more positive effect that you can have in that change for your retirement. So it's never too early.
And what do you find are some of the misconceptions that you're able to break up for people coming in who maybe think, oh, I'm so far out from retirement, I don't need this yet. But what are some of those conversations like that where the light bulb can go off for folks?
I mean, we're not necessarily making big tweaks in portfolios of younger clients, but those small tweaks make such a big difference
so
over
give me
time.
an example of one of those small tweaks.
So if someone has a portfolio and they actually are investing, if they're investing just a little bit more and maxing out and getting that max contribution from their employer, that's going to make such a big difference down the line. Also, if they are doing Roth conversions, every gain that they have in those accounts is going to be tax-free over time. And if you look at the math over time, it can make such a tremendous difference. Also risk ratio. So if you're young, you can be more risky. You're just going to ride the market out because these are long, you have long-term money. So you might as well be in it to win it.
Right.
And if you are, you're going to see a lot bigger gains.
Absolutely. And then I know what we've talked about on previous shows, Skip, you're able to really walk people through that pivot, that change that needs to happen when we move from our accumulation years to our distribution years.
That's right.
And you are a distribution expert, so the two go right hand in hand.
It's exactly what we do, and it's two different worlds.
Yeah.
While you're still working, we're talking about accumulation, growing as much as you possibly can. But the day that you flip the switch and retire, everything changes. It's no longer about distribution. Excuse me, it's no longer about accumulation, it's about distribution.
Right.
How are we going to make sure that we have enough to get us from one end of our life to the end? that's a totally different type of plan that you need to have.
Absolutely.
Accumulation is really pretty easy. Put your head down and shovel monies into the markets.
Right.
Distribution is totally different.
Yeah, and that shift has to happen in order to be ready for that important pivotal time in your life.
The sooner you start planning for it, the better, the more options that you will have.
Absolutely. Well, it's so fun to have you on the show, Cody, and I know that you have actually been doing some of the radio shows as well. So talk to me about that, and then Skip, you shared a really fun story with me that I'd love for you to share with our viewers at home regarding the radio show. So Cody, what's that experience been like?
I really enjoyed the radio. Of course, it's a little bit nerve-wracking at first, but just like TV, right? So there's a learning curve.
It's a skill set like anything else.
Hey, you got to get over the hump, right? But radio has been really fun. It's so great to talk to our host and get some information out to our clients and have fun while we're on that show. So
Absolutely.
He is a fun guy.
yeah, super fun.
Well, Skip, so tell me what happened recently with the radio show. This is great.
2 weeks ago, I had to go down to a family event about an hour south of where we were. We live up on the lake. Needed to go to Manchester. And I had the radio set to the station that I listened to daily that our show was on. It's an hour show every Saturday at 10 a.m. So I'm in the car and I'm listening, and I'm listening to this female talking on that station, and I'm going, that voice sounds, that doesn't sound, that's supposed to be Cody, but it doesn't sound like her at all. And so I listened a little bit more intently. Now, it was an AM station, so there's a different tone between AM and FM, but it wasn't her voice. And I'm thinking, who's that? And I listened and said, yeah, holy cow, that's Cody. So I didn't say anything, and my wife now gets into the car. We're driving like 10 or 15 minutes into the ride, and I'm not saying one thing.
But you're just listening to the show, right?
A thing.
Yep.
Yep, listening to the show. And I go, so what do you think about this lady? And she goes, man, she's really smart. That's tough competition.
You better watch out, right?
That's your daughter. And I was cracking up. Are you kidding me? She honestly had no idea that it was Cody. What? It was pretty cute.
I guess she was quite relieved that there wasn't such stiff competition out there.
Yeah, that's right. She was worried about my competition. So.
Oh, well, I know we're about out of time on today's show, but it's been such a joy to have both of you. And one last time, why don't you share with the viewers what's going to happen when they call the number today?
Retirement Readiness Review, it's yours for the having. You know, why wouldn't you? Don't procrastinate. You've been doing that your entire life. Snap out of it. Make this time that you just spent with us worthwhile. Pick up the phone, 844-823-6398. Get the ball rolling to find out if it makes sense to continue the conversation with us and get the peace of mind. That is the end result of what happens when you have a great plan.
Wonderful. Skip, Cody, thank you so much. We love you, New England. We will see you next week.